Hello everyone, welcome.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can. Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so happy to see you.
Thank you. You look so pretty. I love your earrings. I forgot to put mine on. Whoops.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was like, get ready, put on a little makeup on.
I know. I put on a little bit so I just show up, but I forgot the earrings rushing. I was like, oh no.
So, today's Tea Talk with Amy, I'm going to, since it's a month of February, it's a month of love, so we are going to cover a few topics, including we're gonna talk about our hankering. I don't know if any of you
Yay! I
guys
have
tried
my
that.
on it. I was like, I love it.
Talking about benefits of why we launched the hankering, and then a little about hand massage. And after that, we're gonna interview our amazing guest today. I just want to pronounce your name right. Yhorlife.
It's Adilia, but I answer pretty much to anything. So
Oh,
no, it's fine. I love it. Thank you. It's
oh
Adilia.
my God, thank you, Delia. Okay. Yeah, I actually watching a couple of your interviews on the YouTube. It was so
Oh gosh.
amazing.
Thank you.
Delia.
It's different. I'm actually
Uh,
more nervous for this one because like I'm not in control of it. So I'm
oh
just
my,
oh gosh.
yeah, amazing interviews.
Thank you.
So to start with, I just want to I know you have this like amazing community, amazing side. Can you let us know a little bit about what inspired you and then what you want to communicate?
Yeah, so well thank you first of all just for saying it. It means a lot. So I initially
You have a life,
started when I was at university, so gosh, that's like almost a decade ago. So when I was a sophomore at university, and I really just wanted a place where it was like regardless of religion or background, it was just like your one stop for just like wellness and positivity and just a safe place for everybody
yeah,
without pretense or anyone feeling like, oh, I have to make a certain amount to like do any of this stuff or know it. And yeah, like I just love the fact that like me and my team, like we curate everything. So pretty much everything that's on our site, we believe in, we've lived it,
yeah.
some lived it, and it's just a one-stop shop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And just to spread happiness, regardless of
That's
where you are.
that's really great. And I saw you guys are also doing coaching as well, like
Yeah.
really from inside out, and then also different product.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so we went to all of the coaches, including myself. I created the program after I graduated IIN, which, if people don't know, is the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And yeah, it just was really the next step to just besides creating content and writing articles that help people. I was like, we want to take it a step further, and if people just needed like I call it a best friend. If you just need like a best friend to help you stay accountable and whatever it looks like for you,
Yeah,
we're able to provide that. So,
that's amazing. That's amazing for sure. Like especially like I feel like during like COVID time, I was just like, this is like one thing I needed to do.
oh my
Be
gosh,
myself's best friend.
exactly. You have to be your own. It's like the Beyonce
Except
song,
you.
Me, Myself, and I. She was before her time. It's pretty much be your own best
Yeah,
friend.
yeah. You have to like I heard the term so many times. I guess it's so aligned with the topic we talk about. Be like, I can't entertain myself for so long. I was like, no, you are very fun.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure we
you.
can do it.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Yeah, the last one. I was like, okay, is your car ready? I was like, I can only go for so. He shocked me because I was only prepared for that time, and then he's like,
Yeah.
no, just keep talking. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh my God. So yeah, so I guess we can move to the next topic. It's I'm gonna do a little bit introduction about our hand cream, and it's so
Perfect.
related to I don't know if you tried it.
It was on my dresser. I kind of
Yeah.
messed up the bottle. I have eczema and rosacea. So for me, like in winter times, I always need like a hand cream
Mhm.
that's heavy but not greasy.
Yeah.
So because I'm a firm believer, your hands are the first things of aging. So forget your face,
So
it's your
true.
hands. And I
So
remember that. So
true.
I sleep with gloves, and this is no joke. I have always slept with gloves and lotion, okay? Now it depends.
Same.
it's the first sign of aging. I'm not trying to premature anything. So, but when I use this one, I only need like a dime size, which I love, because most hand creams, you need like a lot to feel like it's getting into your skin. And I have, like I said, I have eczema and rosacea, so it's like a little bit, I need a little bit more like nutrients, but it's perfect. It smells amazing, and it's so creamy. That's what I love. It's so thick and creamy, and you do not need a lot, which is, I love it. And it smells nice, and I put it with my gloves, and I wake up my hand. I know. So sexy, I know.
Oh my God, this is so amazing, because I saw I'm the only one who's doing that. So during a very cold weather, this is actually a very good way to mix with your hand cream and oil.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just did that.
You mix that, drop, yeah. And then put on the gloves, because it keep it, the
gloves are everything. I do the white gloves.
Oh, nice. It's like, because the next day when you wake up, your hand gonna look amazing.
They look like a baby's bottom. They're so
And then the same thing I would do for my feet, because I'm a huge fan of like soaking my feet at nighttime. So I put on I put this is an anti-aging hand cream.
Can you do it for your feet?
You can do it on your feet. The same thing. I just put on gloves, socks. So it will work the same way. My feet, it's so amazing, even despite the weather right now.
Yeah, the weather is it's not a friend for anyone's skin, I would say.
Yeah. So I just want to like introduce this. And then the reason is so, I guess the texture is thicker but not greasy. It's good for hand massage, because we have so many pressure points on the hand. Like press it here if you feel sore, meaning right over here, meaning you might feel stress. Or
I always do this. I do this one.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's my favorite.
Like I just keep rubbing it. Like, namaste.
Oh my God. We have so many in common.
I know. I feel like we're going to be besties after this.
Yeah. After this interview. Yeah, I just want to like introduce this, because I'm just so happy to launch this product. I've been working on this for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years.
Did you start it during the height of the pandemic?
Before that. It was just like, it's just a lot of like, oh, should I do this? Should I not doing this? A lot of thinking, a lot of researching. Is it good enough?
I'm so glad. Good enough? I mean, I loved your colors beforehand, but this is just, I love it.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then I guess we should move to like, people are very excited to get to know you and then your journey.
Oh gosh, it's
your full life. Yeah. What is the journey? How you started? What moment that?
Well, actually, I started because of my dad. So it was so funny, because my dad was because I was in business school, and he was like, "You're great on paper, but you don't know how to put a business into real life." And I was like, "No, I'm telling you, I do." And my dad gave me compared me. Did you ever watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's this like old Smith show, and her name's Hillary. The daughter is just like pretty much in essence just like a shopaholic, airhead, like doesn't really know too much. And my dad compared me to her, and I was like, that's so rude. I'm in school. And so I was like, I can do it, Dad. I'm telling you. And it was that kind of kick in the butt and saying I couldn't do it. That is like, I started your life. And
oh wow.
Yeah. And so here we are.
Wow. So you need to say thank you to your dad.
I do. He could have done it nicer, but yes. Say thank you to my dad.
But I can see like also there's a drive inside of you. There's definitely something like I can prove you wrong. Like sometimes that's like it's sometimes we just need that, just like to get the energy out.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of kick in the butt.
And then over time, like what's your intention? Like what do you envision that? Because
I want it to be like, I mean, if you looked at the site, we pretty much are a global community. I mean, when I say there's something for everyone, there is, regardless of the area you live. There's somebody that you can see in yourself. So producing great content, coaching, helping people, and really just my intention is just to make people feel good. And especially, I think, as we've seen in the news with COVID, people are not okay. You know, like, we've lost so many people, and it seems like just back to back to back. And it's, I think it's kind of made us all reevaluate what's important in our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, you know, I just, you know, hopefully Yhorlife is a spot that can make everyone feel good, or if you need a little extra, you know, you come to us. That's my goal.
That's amazing. And then do you want to share like any of like examples what you guys do, like to helping your clients, like those kind of things?
So, okay, so for one, so I prefer doing finance because of my background. So money is obviously, as we've seen with the pandemic, and a lot of people have lost their jobs and things like that, or they're trying to come back if they just got a job. So my area of expertise is in finance. So I love setting up budgets. Like, that's like my nerd thing. I love it. So for example, if a client wants to get financially stable, you know, I set up a plan, and it's realistic. It's not like, oh, you just save 80% of your paycheck. It's like, yeah, that's in theory, but people have to live. People, you know, want to feel like when they work, they can be rewarded. So you set realistic goals, like, you know, and I ask them, what do you want? Because it looks different for everybody. So if somebody wants to be able to save, like, say, $25,000, like, for their savings, okay, great. How much do you make? Are you willing to sacrifice certain things? If not, it might just take a little bit longer. And, you know, it's just realistic, it's easy, and, you know, we do check-ins, like, hey, in some weeks they're great, sometimes they save a little bit more, and other weeks you're like, oh my gosh, I had to go shopping and get that back. It's like, nothing off of me, that's fine, you know, if you're okay with that. And so that's it for like the finance side. And then relationship side, we have one of our other coaches, and you know, relationships, I think whether it's romantic, friendships, I think they're one of the hardest things to like understand, you know, like, because they can drain us. Relationships can either bring you up or they can bring you down. And for whatever reason, as humans, it's so easy to get sucked into like the bad ones or the toxic ones, you know, and it's so hard to let go. And I'm guilty of it myself. And I mean, it happens to everyone. I don't care how much coaching or anything. We've all experienced some type of toxicity in our lives. And, you know, it's making those small choices that lead to like bigger results. It may just start with, if you're texting somebody that's not good for you, you know, if it's just, hey, limit it to maybe slowly one time a week or a few times. Before you know it, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even need them. Like, and it's kind of like you tricked your mind. That's pretty much like one of our favorite tools that we do. We don't believe in like cold turkey because that's not realistic. Because inevitably you'll go back and you'll think, oh my gosh, but what if? No, just slowly disengage, think of other things to do and focus on, and you know, there you go.
That's amazing. I guess like I just have like two thoughts after this. I feel like sometimes we all need, besides your friends, of course, your friends sometimes is so helpful to give you a little pat, a little push. I think that's what you guys are doing.
Oh, thank you.
In a very structured, in a much more structured and professional way. And then I 100% agree with you. I think I just heard those terms about sometimes your relationship life actually determine your life. Like it's just so important. But there's no school for this. Nobody teach you.
Nothing. Nobody prepares you for that. I was like, nobody. They tell you how to read, write, and all of that, but no one tells you the emotional damage that someone can do to you, the psychological damage of someone just not being kind. And you know, unfortunately, that's not what's taught. And I think it needs to, or you know.
And then this is like one of the most searched topic, I think, along a lot of forums about relationship. I think it's just like so important. And then besides, I love the approach that you guys break it down, just like little by little, step by step, taking a one step. So it's not overnight you change something, because
it's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm all about best results possible, just because I'm really competitive. So we want best results. So we just do it little by little.
And that's amazing. And then also, I feel like a lot of relationship is like also a reflection of ourselves. Like
Yeah.
Will we allow people to treat us a certain way? Will we allow, will we be okay to set the boundary?
And I think
And
that's
then,
the hardest thing, honestly. Like, I know I can only speak from my personal experience. Like, you know, I'm what you would think. I'm educated, and you would think, okay, I'm very bullseye. And even I was in a very like toxic place, and I didn't even know how it happened. I think that's the amazing part. Like, you don't even realize it's happening, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, wow, I'm a doormat, and I don't even like, oh my god, how did this even happen? I'm like, I woke up one day and I was like, oh, I'm not happy,
yeah,
and pretty much everything that I care about or I want doesn't matter, and it's all about making this other human being happy. And I'm like, well, that's
yeah,
not healthy. And I'm like, how did this even happen? So I had to get a coach to help me, and it's real. Coaches need coaches, and I think that's the first thing, because we're all humans.
yeah,
And yeah, like, I mean, 2021 for me was that defining moment. I was like, no, I'm going to make those tough, and it's hard. I don't care what anyone says. It is hard. There's a piece of you that wants it to work out, especially as women. We hate failure, I think, inherently.
it's a very
Yeah,
good point. It's like,
it is. We do.
it's not a failure though. It's
Yeah,
an
exactly.
experience.
It's a lesson. I've learned that. It's a lesson, and I've learned my lesson, and you
Yeah,
can truly appreciate, like, when you do find someone that it's natural and it's easy and all of that stuff.
yeah,
But, 2021 was definitely a growth period for me, and coaches need coaches. And so, like I said, we practice what we preach. I know personally, I can say it takes baby steps because I've lived it. And recently too, and it's not fun, and it's not, enjoyable, but it's real. It's like, do you want to spend your life being a shell of yourself, or would you rather be like who you are, be okay, and figure it out on your own, but like who you are? And that's pretty much it.
yeah. That's a really amazing. I think it summarizes a lot of things. It doesn't matter if you are in a relationship or you are searching for a relationship.
Yeah, anything.
You get out of a relationship, but can you be yourself? Can you holding your ground very steady?
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I think personally, I had that moment. I was like, is this myself?
Yeah, exactly.
What just
You're like, who
happened?
is this? That's what I said. Like, what has happened? I am like a
Yeah,
shell of who I used to be. And
yeah,
then,
yeah,
but I mean, like, I can laugh at it now.
yeah.
And like you said, they're lessons, not failures, but it happens to everybody.
Yeah. It happens to everybody. I think it's good we share about this. It's just like our like relationship grow and it goes down or it ended. It's just like it's just all lessons. Um, as long as we don't get discouraged, and
Exactly.
then
And, you just pick
keep our
yourself.
heart open and for the next one.
Exactly. And you just, but I think it's true. I think when you just are okay being like, I think when you're okay by yourself and you're like, hey,
Mm,
I'm cool, like, I like me,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like, doors can open up. And I'm a firm believer in that. I feel like if like, if you like who you are and whatever that is, then why not?
yeah. I love this point. Because it's so connected to I actually it's like the core of Sundays. I truly create this about self-care, self-love. It's like putting yourself first is not it's not selfish thing, but it's like it's a way like to really take care of yourself so you can sustain a relationship. Otherwise, what's gonna happen? I feel like it's just like, okay, why I become just like my partner? And I was just like,
Yeah, exactly.
what just happened? What do I want? And I forgot about what I wanted.
Yeah, and it's real.
And then it's just like abandon myself. So it's very, very important, I think, to stay very grounded and have that self-compassion and self-love.
Definitely, 100%. And that's love Sundays and just the whole ethos of it. And plus, the colors are amazing. But
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I love it.
And then I just want to just curious, like you mentioned that you also seen a coach, relationship coach. Do you feel like you learned a lot? Do you want to share like a couple of things you learned about yourself, like your personal journey?
Yes. So, okay. So they are actually, she actually works with Yhorlife or with the coaching program. So I
Oh,
just,
amazing. Oh.
yeah. So I was like, let's see how good you are. But no, but in all seriousness, the small steps is what I learned. That was the first thing. It's not instant. It's not overnight. Um,
Mm,
I also learned that I actually like who I am, you know?
mm,
You just because you may not be like the perfect fit for somebody else, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. Like you're enough.
mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
that's like the hardest part is just like, you know, because we all want someone that you can talk to and the whole bit. So you try to, you know, change or, you know, adapt to make somebody happy. And it's just like, no, I'm enough. Like I don't have to just totally go outside of my comfort zone to be enough. You know what I mean? I can just be who I am. The right people will like me, and you know, it just falls into place. So I learned that. I learned patience. I struggle with that, and even in business, patience. But I've learned it. I'm learning it. Let's just put it that way. It's a daily struggle.
Very patient way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm learning it. But patience and trusting the process. And I was definitely one of those people. Like, you know how people always say, oh, if you put like journal and meditate, you'll get
Yeah.
what you want. And I curse, like I have a terrible mouth. I was like, are you out of your NFing mind? Like I
You
have
are not that kind of person.
yeah, I was like, hello, I didn't wish for myself to be in this position. And they were like, oh God. I was like, I didn't wish for myself to be in this position. And I think it's almost not blaming yourself. I learned that too. You don't blame yourself. Things
Hmm.
happen, life happens, and you
Yeah.
grow. And that's pretty much the best thing that I learned. It's not your fault. Nothing is,
Hmm.
you know, you don't
Hi.
take it personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, you learn, hopefully.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. This is like one of the biggest area I'm learning as well. Accepting like shadow side of yourself. Like you are not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. Like
Yeah, I'm
um
perfectly imperfect. That's what I tell. I'm like, I'm
perfectly imperfect.
perfectly imperfect, and that's okay.
And and I used to say like I fear so many relationships, but then now I just like I learned a lot from my previous relationship. It's just accepting what I have been through and who I am. I think it
Yeah.
really it feels a sense of relief.
And you're grateful. I think, you know, when I
Mm,
turned 30,
grateful.
I think I kind of, you know, it was reflect. I mean, 30 isn't old, but for me, I was like, wow, what have I done? You kind of become nostalgic, and I'm like, wow, I've accomplished a nice amount, and it was almost just like patting your own self on the back versus
Yeah.
waiting for somebody else to do it. And I think that
Hmm.
was the biggest lesson for me. It's like you can say good job to yourself. You don't have to have somebody say you're doing amazing to feel validated, you know?
Wow. So validate yourself.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think you can say, I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud of what I have accomplished. Because typically, as women, you know, if you are ambitious or you're hungry, you know,
Yeah.
it's not, we don't, the, the description isn't always the kindest. So, you
Hmm.
know, they think, you know, what's wrong with you? You know, are you cold? Don't you want to settle down? Whatever the excuse is. And you just downplay everything you've accomplished. And I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating that, you know?
I love that. I love that. I truly love that. I think it's so true. Like this, it's like that's why we do love that writing to yourself at Sundays. It's
Oh,
just like we always say nice things to other people that when it come to us, we always so critical, like so
yes.
hesitated to say something to yourself.
I think it's
Um,
harder. I think we can
it's harder.
always see someone else's like amazingness, but
Yeah,
it's so much harder to be kind to yourself, which is such a
yeah,
sad like statement, but
yeah,
it is. It's true.
yeah. But I feel like, but just by talking to you, I feel like through this journey, you become like so much more friendly to
I
yourself, so much more
have.
gentle to yourself.
I
It's
have.
amazing.
Thank you. It took a lot of work,
It takes a lot.
and it's still in progress.
So, my next question would be like, if like people like the audience, if they want to be like, um, become better in like learning how to love themselves. I can't believe to love themselves it should be something to learn, but
I
it
know.
is true. Take care of yourself. Self-care is something we have to learn as well.
I know. All in there together.
Yeah, yeah. So what would be your suggestions?
Okay, so what I did,
Mm.
I looked in the mirror, okay? Like
Mm.
nothing, just like
Let
my
me
hair
write down.
up. I did. I looked in the mirror, you know, like washed my face, hair up, and it wasn't even about the physical because the physical, I mean, you really can, I mean, you can change it, but what I'm saying is how you come to this earth is how you come. For me, I think it's more important loving the inside. So it wasn't like, oh, I have like, I don't know, I like my eyelashes. It was more just like, who am I? And I just wrote down what I was grateful for. I just did 3 things I'm grateful for. And it was like, I'm grateful that, you know, for me, it was like, I have my family. I'm grateful that I have a sense of humor. And I was like, and I'm grateful that I can be kind. And then it was just those 3 things, which are kind of vague. And you're just like, well, how does that help? But it does. It changes your attitude. Just knowing that you have 1 or 2 things that you're grateful for. And then it just evolves. And it's like, then at the end of then after like a month, I was like, no, I like me. Yes, I'm kind of goofy and I'm kind of a klutz and all these things, but like, it is what it is, you know? I'm fine how I am.
I love that. I really like the approach.
Thank
Cause
you.
yeah, cause like it's like a rediscovering we already have almost. Like I
Exactly.
want yeah, I really like this approach. I need to write it down.
I'll like message you I'll message you and I'll tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Time goes so fast.
I know.
I really think it's just like I just feel like I would highly recommend to a lot of people. I really just like by talking to you, I feel like I personally learned a lot.
Oh yay.
Um,
That makes me so happy.
and then we also have this like I know I mentioned that we do love letter writing to yourself. And the next thing recently I actually writing love letter to my younger self. If
Oh,
there's like one piece of advice you would like to tell your younger self, what would that be?
I would say don't care so much. I
Don't
think
care so much.
yeah, like I think like I said, I'm naturally a people pleaser, and you know that's
Mm,
great to a certain extent.
just yeah.
But at the same time, if you're trying to please everybody, you don't please yourself. And,
Mm,
you know, I think there's a fine line. Yes, you want to make people happy, of course. I'm not
hmm
saying that. But it's also making sure that when you're pleasing people, it's still aligned with what your desires are and what your wants are. So I would
hmm
say don't care so much about what people think.
Don't care too much about what other people think.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. And then, what's your favorite Sunday's polish color?
Ooh, number 32.
Number
That
30.
dark gray is life. It's on our site. It's because I love gray, but it has color, and I think that's the best thing. Most vegan polishes are like either they're 3 colors or they're so dead, and you're just like, oh. But it like I love it because it's like it pops. I know it's like a dark olive, but for whatever reason, I tell myself it's like a dark blue. I know it's dark olive. I love it. It's number 32 is like my favorite.
Okay, I love that. I love that. And then, um, my last question. Can you share a fun fact about you,
Oh,
that people might not know about?
I'm a former World Cup fencer.
Oh wow.
So people don't assume that, but yeah, I represented the US in 2 World Cups.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I've lived a unique journey, as they say.
You live a very rich life for
No,
sure.
yes, it was definitely different, I would say. That's why I had to develop a personality because the outfit, you're all covered. It's not cute, you know? You're covered head to toe. It's not a cute look. You have to develop a personality.
Okay, so that's why I guess like the inner thing is so important to you.
Yeah, it's not about the outside or how you look. Okay, sure, that's a benefit, but you
Yeah.
could be, you know, you could lose it. You don't know. I mean, you don't know what life has in store. But I think the essence of who you are is so important. I think you can see someone's goodness and their purity. You know, I do. I think who we are as individuals, and if you're happy with yourself, you radiate that to other people. And like, it doesn't take a lot to be kind. you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then one last question, what's the painting behind you?
Oh my gosh, so I stole this actually from my dad. And it's actually by a Spanish designer or artist.
Yeah.
I really don't know. It's just a lot of cool colors, and
Yeah.
yeah, I stole it from my dad because I thought it's a nice backdrop. I'm kind of pale, so I feel like it gives me color.
Oh my God.
That's why I use it. I feel like it gives me color.
I love that. I love that. And I
Thank
can
you.
see some of the color scheme you like. It's on the painting.
Yes,
The
blues and
gray, blue.
yeah.
It has been so amazing talking to you, and then we're gonna
Thank you for
save this
having
talk.
me.
And people can go back, and then people didn't join our live can go back and then learning
Yeah.
about your tips. And I do write it down, such as taking small steps,